Hugelkultur. That seems like a funny word, doesn't it? Howdy y'all, welcome back to Black Sheep Meadow. This week we're going to discuss hugelkultur. It's a topic that I've been wanting to get into for a while, and actually it goes back with my heritage a little bit, I guess. My family landed in on the Texas coast sometime in the late 1800s, and they moved inland to central Texas. You know, down on the coast, the mosquitoes and the malaria almost took them out. That being said, conditions like we had this year really could have taken them out in central Texas too, where we had 120 days without any substantial rainfall. So I want to show y'all basically how they survived back then and how they grew crops. So first off, let's talk about what hugelkultur is. It's translated, it's essentially hill care. And it is a mound of organic matter, starting off with large logs, limbs, sticks, twigs, grass, compost, and then topsoil on top. And essentially it's like a huge compost pile that they're going to plant in, and the big logs and the big heavy material is actually going to hold moisture for longer periods of time. So therefore they could get through. I'm not going to say it's drought resistant or drought proof, but it is drought resistant. So I'm going to get y'all started on this hugelkultur mound here today. We're in an area that I think just a few weeks ago I showed y'all maybe an equipment update video, and we had the wood chipper going. I'll get y'all over here. Got a nice big pile of wood chips for one of our materials. I don't have all the materials here right now. I'm going to go pick some up with the tractor and get it all filmed for y'all. You can see we got some other sticks and twigs. Some other fresh earth with a lot of organic matter built into it, and then some topsoil, and then I've got a lot of compost we're going to pick up and top it off with. So, but anyways, one of the areas that I'm going to put this is actually really close up to the house. It's actually right underneath some power lines from our service pole to the house. Now, I called our electric co-op and asked them, I said, hey, can I plant a garden underneath the power lines? And they said absolutely, as long as really nothing needs to get taller than 10 foot tall. But that being said, I'm taking some responsibility by doing this too. Obviously it's not, you don't want to play around power lines, right? You know, I could always have the chance of a power line going down. Obviously, so I got to be careful, watch out for those things. The other thing is if the power company ever needed to come in and service the poles, basically they could destruct the garden to do so. So I'm going to take my chances with that, because just here in the past year, both of our service poles were replaced. So anyways, going back to it, let's get y'all set up. I'm going to bring some logs in here, start this hugelkultur mound. Sit tight with me. All right, so we got our pile of wood down. I wanted y'all to take note that a lot of this, the heavy wood, the heavy material that we got in the middle of our hugelkultur mound is already starting to rot and decay. That is what we want. Ultimately, this wood is going to continue decaying for probably over 10 years and provide nutrients for our plants that we're going to plant in our mound. So yeah, so if you got some decaying wood already, this is what you want to start with. All right, we're going to start on wood chips now. All right, so as y'all can see, we got a heavy large chunks of wood, tree trunks that are partially decayed already. We got our sticks and twigs, and then I just loaded, I don't know, 6 or 7 large bucket loads of wood chips from the tractor on top of this pile. Now what I want to do is, before I go install compost, I want to go around this pile and all the wood chips and fill in any of the little holes anywhere that I can before I put the compost on. So let's get that started. Alright, so got a lot of shovel work in. I got a lot of the wood chips filled into all the little voids. I'm going to use a tractor now. We're going to load this pile up with some compost. Alrighty folks, so I've got another 5-6 buckets of compost and topsoil mixture put into on top of all of our other organic matter, the sticks, or the wood chips, the sticks, the twigs, and the large logs. I'm probably going to give this a few weeks to water in. We got a lot of heavy rain coming, or projected to come next week finally. So if I can get this to water in, I fully expect this pile to probably go down in maybe half the size of what we have here currently. We'll see how well it compacts down or breaks down. But nonetheless, come spring, we're going to have, I plan on putting a variety of vegetables on this. So I'll give y'all an update whenever that time comes. In the meantime, like, subscribe, ring the bell. We'll see y'all next week.